Hello guys, welcome back to Benny D FM. 7 games unbeaten in the Premier League, and that means the chase of Shakthar Donetsk is now well and truly on. Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Kings of Kiev. I'm Ben, and coming up on today's episode, we face top of the league Shakthar Donetsk, and we also have a quarter-final Ukrainian Cup game against FC Olexandriya. Now, if you do enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like down below for me. Subscribe to the channel for more Kings of Kiev action and to also keep up to date with any new tactical or experiment videos that I have coming up. And also, for those of you who have wondered where Conquering the Capitals has gone, we are still doing that save over on twitch.tv/BennyD_FM. Come check us out. We stream Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and it'd be lovely to see a few of you there. Now, since the last episode, it has mainly been a lot of friendlies and tactical tweaks. As you see, we didn't win a friendly. As I say, we were just playing around with the tactics a little bit to see what we could do. But we have won our first 2 games in the Premier League back after the winter break. 3-0 against Olexandriya, who we face later on today, and also 3-0 against Olympic D. And there is also some new signings that we need to meet. The first of which is this guy, Ladislav Takacs, has come in from Slavia Prague, a Czech Republican 24-year-old who can play in the centre of defence, defensive midfield, or in the centre of midfield itself. He looks to be a really well-rounded option. His preferred position is that defensive midfield role, where he's been playing a couple games for us so far. He was initially bought to be covered at centre-back, so he's going to be a really handy option for us to have. He cost us 3 million. As you can see, his value is a little bit higher at the moment. He's only 24. He's yet to be capped for the Czech Republic, so if he can be capped whilst he's here, we may be able to make a profit on him later down the line. But that's the first of 2 signings, Ladislav Takacs. The second and potentially best signing that we've made here at Dynamo Kiev in our tenure is this guy, Juan Poli, a Brazilian 27-year-old goalkeeper. He's just got a really well-rounded set of attributes for the role. Nothing stands out as being exceptional. Nothing stands out as being really poor. And I think he comes into a position where we didn't really have a solid option. He's played 2 games so far, 2 clean sheets, so he looks to be a really good signing. We're looking to get rid of Bushkan in his arrival, so hopefully he will go. On the topic of people that have left, we've got rid of a few. We've got rid of Rusin, Kadzori, Clayton, Karavayev. So we have balanced the books a little bit. 5.5 million out, 9.7 million spent. So it's not like we've gone absolutely mental with the transfers. If Bushkan can go as well, then this figure will obviously increase. Alongside, if Clayton makes one more appearance for Tenerife, then they are going to have to buy him. So all could be really well balanced in the transfer market. No other transfers impending in. Obviously, as I say, it just potentially is Bushkan out. But I think without further ado, it's time to get stuck in to the Shakthar Donetsk game. And the team for the Shakthar Donetsk game is this one. We've got Juan Poli in goal. It's a back four of Guadara, Berda, Popov and Michaelenko. Takacs is in that anchorman role with Shepelev and Shapolenko ahead of him. Lednev on the right in place of the injured Zigankov. Verbic on the left and M. Relly up front. A slightly change in tactic from the past 2 games that I've played offline. We're just going to go for a bit more balance, a bit more of a direct approach, try and be a bit more defensive and wary of the threat that Shakthar Donetsk pose. And hopefully we can get a result over them. Of course, the first 2 games that we have played against Shakthar Donetsk in the series have both ended in, I mean, they weren't drubbings, but they were quite bad losses. So hopefully we can turn that all around today on a snowy afternoon, by the looks of it, in Kiev. We do have home advantage. It looks like we're both playing exactly the same formation. They might be trying to play a similar way to us. We've got the ability with the tactic that we are in to change it up to get us going a bit more forward if we wanted to, and we might need to if this ends badly. As Marcos has it on the right for them to Stepanenko, to Maicon, back to Stepanenko. Can we win it in the middle of midfield and counter on them? It looks unlikely as Fernando is surging down the left-hand side. Can he get a ball in? No. Guadara does really well. And are we going to counter through Emreli on our right-hand side? He's got some men with him. Has he approaching? He's beaten one. Where's the ball? Lednev! Verbic! Goal! What a goal! I don't know why my voice has gone so high-pitched. But who knows? Verbic scores. What a counter-attack that is from Dynamo Kiev. Exactly the way we are looking to play. And Emreli beats his man. It's a good pass back to Lednev, who hangs it up to the back post. And that is an exceptional header by Benjamin Verbic, who's not been having the best of times recently. And we go 1-0 up, our first chance as well. Can we hold on to it? Fernando again on their left. Maicon with the ball in. Marlos has to score from there. And he does. Juan Poli, I mean, he's probably to blame. He didn't really do anything there, did he? He sort of came out and got himself stuck in no man's land. As Fernando pops it back, Maicon with the ball across. And yeah, Juan Poli should really have stayed at home. And Marlos with an easy finish. They have been the better team. There's no denying it that our goal was against the run of play. But that is exactly how I was hoping to play today against this team. And Emreli is struggling. So Artem Besaidin, the man who was suspended right at the beginning of the series, he's back. So he's come on for Emreli due to injury. We're going to go to the dressing room. We've been okay. We've been okay. I'm going to go for we'll win this if we continue to work hard. We believe you've got what it takes. Go out there and make the difference. And I think what we'll do is if it gets to 60 or so minutes, we'll see what we can do. But we've got a free kick rather. It's straight to Pyatov in their goal. And they therefore have a chance to build just after half time. He hoofs it forward and Michaelenko does well to win it. But there's nobody there to pick up the scraps apart from the Shakthar boys. And Dodo has it on the right hand side. He's going to take on Michaelenko. He plays it to Marcus Alonso eventually. Dodo with the ball across. That's a great block. And Shepelev clears. But again, only as far as his melee, and that is a pretty awful chance from them. As I say, I think if we get to 65 minutes, maybe we'll start to push some buttons and push a bit further forward if we're still in with a chance of winning. It looks like we're going to be. Time's flying a bit quicker. Let's see what happens from this. Juan Poli looks for Lednev, who's got a knock as well, so he might have to come off on the right. But Ismaili gathers, and it's all the way back to Pyatov in the goal. I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try. Dodo on the right, who's been dangerous for them getting forward, and that is a red card. It's a two-footed lunge from Verbic. I said we may have changed the way we played. I wasn't quite anticipating changing it in this regard. Lednev does have to come off. I think we'll bring on Bulyalski for him and get him in sort of a... what are we going to put him as? A shadow striker maybe in here? What we're going to do, Takakt is going to come to the right. I think either Shepelev or we'll get Shepelev back. We'll play him as more of a defensive midfielder. We'll have him as a ball winner on support. The advanced playmaker can slot into the middle. Both these boys are going to become fullbacks on support as opposed to wingbacks, just to peg them back a little bit. Bialski can come back into the middle actually. Maybe we'll make it a bit more like this. We'll have a box-to-box on support, a ball winner on defend, an advanced playmaker to get forward. Besaidin is going to be left on his own up there, but we're hoping this box here may work for us. We're going to be much more disciplined and waste time a lot more. When we're attacking, we want to be narrow because we've got most people down the middle. We're going to regroup and hold our shape now as well. We'll take the short kick still. We'll force the opposition outside. Lower. Stay on feet. Done. Not the change I would have wanted to make. I would have wanted to push us a bit further forward, but now it is a case of holding on. And Maicon and Marcus Alonso, it's headed clear, but Besaidon is the only sole man up there, and he's not even really tried, if we're being honest. Marcus Alonso now on that left-hand side. Maicon, Fernando shoots. Oh, he should be saving that, should Luan Poli. And it's going to be another loss against Shakthar Donetsk, because now, despite being a man down, which has really left us in the lurch, we're going to have to go for this a bit more, aren't we? So, Shadow Striker with him on attack. We're going to go for those two. These are now going to both be attacking wing backs. I know there's a lot of tactical changes going on here, but we'll see what happens. We're going to keep this box as defensive. We're going to go attacking. We have to. We're going to go for shorter passing, but at a higher tempo. Never wasting time at all. Don't hit the early crosses, but definitely overlap on both wings. Let's distribute quicker, counter press. And also now we're going to push ourselves further up the pitch. This may become a drubbing. There's no debate about it. This may suddenly become really quite a bad result for us. But we've got to go for it, seeing we're 2-1 down. I know we're a man short, but here could be the first of many goals for them. But Takats clears, and here we go. This is what we wanted. Shaparenko is off. Can he put Besaidon in, or is he going to go alone? Oh, he's gone alone, and it's a good save from Pyatov. But is that a sign of potentially things to come, as we have a throw deep? Guadara to Takats. Ball down the line to Besaidon. Shaparenko again surging forward in this advanced playmaker role. Who's he? I mean, that's horrendous. I don't know why he's done that, because we're looking like we're starting to play quite well here. We're gonna berate as a hope. Right. We need to do some subs probably as well, because people are starting to struggle. Shaparenko is one of those people. Delund can come on for him in that spot there. Right, we're going to go back to this direct style with a higher tempo, just so we can get up the pitch. We're going to be extremely high as well on both of these things. We're going to use some tighter marking. That's what we're going for. We've got to get right up, and we've got to go very attacking as well. Can we grab an equaliser? I mean, we've played okay, to be fair, since going into this, but it looks like we're not going to be able to grab that equaliser, and it is going to be another loss against Shakthar Donetsk, who are now pretty much champions of this league. It's a shame. It's a shame. The sending off did us. Benjamin Verbic, who was the hero of the first half with that goal, has screwed us over in the second. So we are now 8 points behind Shakthar Donetsk. To be fair, we're 4 points ahead of third place Zorya. So it looks like we should be pretty solid for that second place spot. But that was a game where we could have closed that gap to Shakthar. Verbic with the early goal, but then he gets himself sent off, and that killed the game for us. But we'll be back in a second for the Olexandriya game in the Ukrainian Cup, and hopefully we can keep our hopes alive of silverware in that one. Couple of force changes then for the quarter-final game against Olexandriya. Zigankov is back in. That is not a force change at all. That is the guy we wanted back in. But Besaidon is up front for the injured Emreli, and Delund comes in on the left-hand side for the suspended Benjamin Verbic. Apart from that, same team that we saw lose to Shakthar Donetsk, so hopefully they can get a result for us today. We're going back to the tactic that I was playing before the Shakthar Donetsk game, which was a bit more of an attacking presence. So hopefully we can see a few more goals in this second game of the episode and progress into the semi-finals of the Ukrainian Cup. And there is an early highlight, but it doesn't look like it's going to go our way, as it is. I mean, an interesting highlight. I think they've hit the post from a cross, but they're looking a bit dangerous already as Gordienko gets it in the middle. There's some names in this team, I tell you what. As Sitalo's in, I mean, he's not been tracked at all. And Sitalo can score, and Luan Poli does make the save this time. But this has not been the ideal start from a Kiev perspective. Kovanets with the ball in then from the corner. It's headed down. It's a penalty! Delund handled the ball in the box. It's an early penalty for Olexandriya. And could this be a shocking episode? Oh, it is a goal. Tretiakov has scored the penalty. I mean, this is a start, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to berate early. I mean, that is it's an awful start. They've dominated the early proceedings, and it's their throw again as Costanza looks down the line, and they're keeping the ball like we're not even there. And it's Glagevskin at the back. Costanza back to Glagevskin to Kovalets, and Dulund almost gets there to make up for his earlier mistake, but Shepelev does. And who's he going to find? Besaidin, yet to see him score, and I still haven't seen him score, ladies and gentlemen, as that is put wide of the post. But we have got a corner. Zigankov with the ball in. It's headed easily clear by the first man, but Gudara is able to gather. That's a great ball. Besaidin's got the chance to slot it back to Dulund, who's fouled, is he? No, Michaelenko. It's a good save by Pankiv, and we're starting to get ourselves in the game. But is there a quick attack coming from Olexandriya? No, as Berda gathers to Zigankov. Can he go on one of his little mazy runs? It looks like he's certainly trying to do so. He shoots from distance. It was close, people. It was close. He certainly is still the best player at this club. We're going to demand more because this so far hasn't been good enough at all. And yeah, we're losing. Zigankov to Shapolenko. Back to Zigankov. Takacs to Shepelev. Wow. 1-1 by a thunderbolt from Shepelev. Well, we're back in the game. We haven't been at our best at all, but this is good little work from Zigankov and Shapolenko. He finds Takacs, who just slots it off to his mate. First time belter into the back of the net, and after half an hour it is back on level terms, 1-1, and we're starting to play a bit more like we know we can. Gwadara with the ball in to Zigankov. Gwadara looks over the top for Besaidin, who I haven't seen score. Is this the time? It is! At last, Artem Besaidin scores his first goal for Dynamo Kiev under my tenure. He's been out for ages with his suspension due to, I think it was doping. So, yeah, hopefully he's not drugged up today. But Besaidin is in. It's a great finish, to be fair, from an angle. He steps in. The keeper doesn't come too far out. He's beaten at his near post. And it is now 2-1. And we're starting to be dominant as Zigankov hits the free kick just wide. And despite the early dominance from Olexandriya, every highlight since their goal has fell our way. Is that going to continue here? It might well do. Shaporenko to Shepelev, the scorer of the first, to Besaidin, who's tackled well, to be fair, in the middle by Itu. But Zigankov wins it back high up the pitch again for us. And where is this going to lead? That's a horrendous pass. All the way back to the keeper, and Pankiv looks route one forward, and it works a treat for them as Satalo's now on it. I mean, this is a long highlight. It's guaranteed to end in a goal, and it looks like it might be their end as Costanza puts the ball in. Satalo offside, surely? No. He looks like he's offside. This will be an interesting highlight to see. Kovalets out to the right. It's popped back to Costanza. Oh, it's tight. Whoever that is. Who's that? Berda plays him on, I reckon. And it's back to being 2-2. I've just not quite got this team clicking how I thought I would. We're not happy. We're going to thrash the arms. We're far from pleased with what we've just seen from this team. Let's see if we can have a second half to savour. And because the first round against a team that no one's ever even heard of, we went to penalties. So we're doing it the hard way. Dulund with the ball in. Besaidin for his second. Now he's here. Now he's arrived. It's a great ball in from Dulund, and we're back in the lead. And what it must be said, this is a cracker. Dulund with the ball in. Besaidin nods it into the top corner. What a game in the cup this is, may I add. Unbelievable scenes. Back four, apparently, despite conceding 2 goals, are playing really well. I mean, we might want to have a look at the ratings. Let's sort that out. Is that a bug? Right, Michaelenko off. Shabanov on. Shapolenko off. Andreevsky on. And Bialski is on for Shepelev. So 3 changes. Hopefully they don't ruin this. We've got the faith in them that they're going to go out and make the difference. Let's confirm the subs and let's get cracking with the final 20 minutes of this game. We're going to demand more again because, I mean, we've been all right. But to be fair, Olexandriya have posed a threat throughout this game, and Gwadara now struggling. Timic can come on for him. So there we go. And there is a highlight. Debra to Anderson Seya. I don't even know how to say it. Debra out to Timic. Does really well to step in. And Besaidin's going to head towards goal, looking for a potential hat-trick. I mean, both of our players get in the way of each other, and hence why it ends up back with Olexandriya. But Zigankov again steps in up the pitch. Besaidin for the hat-trick. Artem Besaidin is sent us through, it would seem, to the semi-finals of the Ukrainian Cup. It's been his show today. 3 goals for him. 3 decent goals as well, as Zigankov sets him on his way here. He takes 1 touch to get it out. He doesn't even take a touch. Scrap that. He doesn't take a touch. He just hits it into the bottom corner. A great game for Besaidin. We'll get Zigankov off just so he doesn't get injured in the last few minutes. I think that's all the subs we can make. It sure is. And from what looked early on like it was going to be a disaster, I mean, it's not over yet, but it looks like we may have turned this round. And Besaidin is off, potentially for his 4th. Lednev. Oh, why have you shot there, lad? It's okay. We were 4-2 up. I'd be more annoyed if he'd shot like that and we were losing. And that is, finally, I think that's the first win in a few episodes of this series. So thank goodness for that. We're going to outstretch the arms. A fantastic, fantastic win for Kiev. As I say, that now means we are into the semi-finals of the Ukrainian Cup, and I assume that might feature in the next episode. Let's have a look. It sure will. So next time we'll play through the merry month of March, and we will be back for the Ukrainian Cup semi-final. We will combine that with Mariupol, who are still hot on our tails for that 2nd place spot in the league. But I hope you have enjoyed today's episode, and if you have, please leave a like down below for me. Subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager videos, and thank you all for coming along and watching.